Hey everybody, happy Thursday. It's Thursday today. And I just wanted to kind of give you a little update in the garden. I've started kind of pulling things out. Some things are dying and we're gonna amend the soil, and in order to amend the soil, we have to make sure that the beds are clear. So it's gonna take a little bit of time for us to fix the soil. If you remember from the last two videos, the soil was a little depleted in those nutrients that we had talked about: nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. So we need to repair the soil in order for our winter crop to be successful, which will be mostly greens. I'm guessing probably we'll plant lettuce and broccoli. We have some Brussels sprouts going now. We'll do spinach and kale and Swiss chard, all those things that will grow in the winter time. So the things that like the colder weather, the rain, things like that. It's very hot out here right now. So I'm looking forward to the colder weather, but we know that that's not coming for a little while. So I'm just gonna show you what I've done. Okay, so I've started pulling out the sunflowers, and the sunflower heads that haven't been picked over by the birds. You can see that one's been really picked over by the birds, so we're not going to harvest that one, obviously. This big guy here, that one's been all picked over by the birds too, so I'm not gonna really harvest any of those leftover seeds. But if we head into the greenhouse, I've snipped some heads off so that I can harvest these seeds. I'm sure you guys remember doing that last year. We'll harvest these seeds from these heads of sunflowers, and so we can plant them next year. Okay, so let's take a little walk around the garden. We have watermelons growing. Yesterday I harvested a big watermelon and gave it to Miss Morash, and I'm curious to see what she thought about it. They do have seeds in them, but they are really juicy and really sweet. These are the Brussels sprouts that are growing really nicely here. The basil's growing really nicely, and if you guys picked up lunch this week, you will have gotten a pesto in your lunch for one of the days. I think maybe that's today, or maybe it was yesterday, Wednesday. Miss Kayla made pesto from the basil in the garden, and then I also harvested a bunch of tomatoes for her, and I think that she was going to put that in with the pasta as well. I've also harvested a bunch today. So you can see we have onions, we have some peppers, I harvested a little bit more basil here, and then a bunch of tomatoes. It's supposed to get really hot this weekend, so I want to make sure that everything has a chance to grow. And I'm going to actually put umbrellas up over these tomatoes because they have a tendency sometimes to get sunburnt. You know, we think that tomatoes really want all the sun they can get, but this is what happens. Oops, sorry, my shadow. This is what happens when the tomatoes get sunburned, right? So here we are over in this bed. This is bed 2, actually. And along the back wall there, we have cucumbers growing. These are actually Armenian cucumbers. They're really tasty, not a lot of seeds. They're really delicious. You can see them growing here. So far, I've harvested 2 big ones. One of them yesterday, and I gave that to Miss Morash as well. And then one I harvested for myself, and it was really, really, really delicious. We have cherry tomatoes. Those are still going. Lots of carrots here. Let's see, should we pull a carrot? Let's pull a carrot. Let's see how it's doing. Oh, look at that. Yummy. All right, we got squash growing still. So there's a bunch of little squash. There's one. Ooh, that's a little soft on the top. I might yank that off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And a bunch of squash growing there. Oh, look what I just found. That looks like it's ready to be harvested. Bunch of squash in here. Bunch of squash over here. There's one there. Whoops, sorry. There. Cabbage is still not doing so well. And I have a feeling that that is probably because the soil is not healthy. Okay. And lastly, I just want to show you these plants. I'm going to take the corn out today, I think. But I wanted to show you this. This is a honey nut squash. And these are one of my favorite winter squash, ever. They're so good. They're really sweet. And I just love them. And so I wanted to plant them in the garden. And so we have one here, and then there's a little teeny tiny one right there. There it is right there. All right, you guys, so that's pretty much what's happening in the garden right now. I am going to next week continue to take some of these plants out that are just almost done, so that we can add soil to the beds and then amend the soil so that the soil is nice and healthy for our winter garden. And then again, we'll probably test the soil in the spring and then amend the soil as needed in the spring as well. But hopefully we won't need to do that, but we'll see. All right, have a great week. See you soon. Bye.